Why styling? I initially started out as a fashion designer, but it didn't quite work out. So I wanted to still have a hand in fashion. And so I thought, I'll have a go at fashion styling. Fashion has always been my passion. I need to have my creative outlet, and it's always been fashion. So I thought, why not fuse the two together? And hence why I'm an educator in fashion now. When I go into that creative mode, like time just flies. And that's when I know that I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. I like to work with Black-owned brands. I'm very much about like elevating my people. I'm learning, so I'm constantly learning. So even though I've been in charge of shoots, I always take opportunities where I'm learning from more successful stylists than myself. This has become a business. I've never owned a business. Learning those business skills is something that it's been challenging, but it's been fun. But like when it comes to fashion, there's a lot of gatekeeping.
This episode is brought to you by 1219 Styles. For quality bespoke suits crafted to perfection, all from the comfort of your home. Schedule a virtual measurement today at www.1219styles.co.uk.
Today, I have a superstar international stylist on my seat today, and so I will leave her to the honor to introduce herself, and we'll get started with the journey. So, Camilla, welcome to Trades and Profits.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a pleasure to have you here. Do you mind introducing yourself to our audience, and we start from there?
Okay, my name is Camilla Thompson. I go by Cam in the industry. I work as a freelance fashion stylist. I do everything from editorial to commercial to music videos to runway and beyond. Been styling for about 2 years professionally now. And I also currently teach as a tutor at the Fashion Retail Academy.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So, why styling?
Why styling? You know what? I initially started out as a fashion designer.
Okay.
But how the economy is and in terms of timing, it didn't quite work out. So I wanted to still have a hand in fashion. And so I thought, I'll have a go at fashion styling, and I love it. I enjoy it. It's definitely gives me my creative outlet in terms of fashion.
And you made the switch 2 years ago, or professional? The 2 years ago was the professional.
Yeah. Like, so, you know, fashion runs through my family. My grandfather was a tailor. He actually came from Jamaica to England, and he tailored police uniforms.
Okay.
So that's what brought our family over.
Oh.
Yeah. And my mum, she's also a seamstress, but hers is like a hobby, and she taught me also how to sew. I studied at A-level, textiles A-level. Went on to uni to do fashion, but my family wanted me to have a more stable career. So I went into education. But it was only about 2 years ago where I was like, I still would love to, like, fashion has always been my passion, to be slightly cringy. But I was like, I need to have my creative outlet, and it's always been fashion. So I thought, why not fuse the two together? And hence why I'm an educator in fashion now.
Oh.
And I have my creative outlet by the styling. So I do that as it's freelance work.
How has the styling journey been so far for you?
I love every minute of it.
Love every minute.
All of it. I love it. It's definitely one thing that I don't moan about. I suppose when I go into that creative mode, like time just flies. And that's when I know that I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. I think what I've realized from my journey, it's very people-centered. And I think that really suits my personality. I'm a very approachable person. I love meeting new people, experiencing things with people. So yeah, that's definitely something I've realized on my journey. It's been very people-centered, and it's all about people and networking.
Interesting. I love when I love to hear it when I hear people say, oh, they love what they do, they enjoy what they do. Is your dad as well in support of this journey?
Yeah, I think because now I've worked really hard at it in such a short space of time, whereby now I'm dressing like Paris Fashion Week and London Fashion Week, and you see my work in like magazines. I think when I share that with my parents, they're like, "Oh, okay, cool. This is it's actually, it's not just a hobby. It's actually something that's, yeah, it's serious. It's something that you can actually make into a career." I think more my mother. I think for her, once I probably do like a red carpet look, something that she sees like and that she can be invited to, I think that's when she'll be like, all right, cool. Like, yeah. So nearly there, nearly there. I got Getty Images now. It's next thing will be red carpet. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been able to invite her to any of your gig where
Not yet.
uh,
Not yet. Not yet. But soon. Soon.
okay. But at any opportunity you get, I will advise you're able to, because I had a background in comedy. I used to organize comedy shows back in the day, and I just noticed that miraculously, not miraculously or stupidly, I never really invited my mom to any of my comedy show, not intentionally. Sometimes I used to say, "Oh, you know what? This is not a big one yet. The big one is coming where I will have you at the event." And interestingly, I realized that she never came to any of my comedy show before she passed away. And it hurts me in a way. Not that she had not seen me perform at other events. So I think that's like, okay, as compensation for that, but it should have been a bit better and nicer to have as like my
Support.
event, like, oh, this is your son's event.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And now you say that, it makes me want to invite her to all of them or any of them. So yeah, I will keep that in
I
mind.
think I think now what that just taught me is like to cherish every moment.
True.
Yeah, like no moment is ever the same.
That's true.
And whether we like it or not, today's event is not the same as the next event you're going to have. So maybe I just used to feel like, oh, maybe there was a mental image I was having back then to say that until I get to
The
the
tech.
years. So
Yeah.
not me knowing that there was a level I was climbing at that point in time.
Yeah.
But less of that. Less of that story. Let's come back to your own journey and your story, which is why we're here today. You said your dad was a tailor. That was what brought him from.
My grandfather. Yeah.
Oh, your grandfather was.
Yeah.
Sorry, pardon. Your grandfather was a tailor, and that was what brought him from Jamaica to the UK.
Yeah.
What about your dad?
I will be honest, it's like I come from a very creative family. We're either in like acting or music, or this is really creative family. I suppose that's on like both sides. But my father is more into IT.
Oh,
Yeah, he's more technology based. But he's a very creative person, like he's a musician, and yeah, so we've all got I suppose we're kind of that good balance of like academic and creative, and see value in both. So I know he's very proud of me and what I'm doing. Like any creative field that I go into, he's always really proud of it and really supportive. So yeah.
oh, that's,
Yeah.
you've been in the shoes and in the world of a fashion designer and a fashion stylist. Which do you prefer?
That's actually quite a hard question. I think they've both got their pros and cons. I think when it comes to designing, and also they're quite similar in a way, whereby like when I'm designing something that I have in my head and I spend creating it, it's so beautiful to see it come to life. And especially when you know like how many hours went into that creation. And not only that, especially when you're designing for other people and you see like the joy it brings, I think that's just something that can't be taken away. But the same goes for styling as well. I think for me, I enjoy working with clients and then them telling me their creative vision and me bringing that vision to life, whether it's just for private clients or for companies. I love that. I feel like a sense of achievement, and not just that I can see it, that other people can see it as well, that I achieve what I was asked to achieve. I love it.
Which projects have you worked on that is your favorite project?
I would say that for me, I like to work with Black-owned brands. I'm very much about like elevating my people. So one where I've definitely enjoyed like being part of a team and growing within a team is a brand called like Made in Africa brand. That's it's a great brand. It's more of a community, and I do enjoy like styling for them because they're really trying to create a community, and it's great just being even just like a small part of that. It's great being part of it. Yeah, Yeah.
Made in Africa.
brand. Yeah,
I think I'd seen.
you've probably seen it around. That's the thing as well. A lot of people have seen it around. They're like, oh, that rings a bell, and it's definitely growing.
Yeah, I can't remember. I remember African Fashion Week.
Yes, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
were you at the show as well?
No, I was not at that show. I think I was in Paris at the time, so I couldn't do that show. But yeah, definitely done other shows with them as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they've got nice collections and nice designs.
Yeah.
Back to your own journey, you getting into the fashion space, even getting to get your own first client. Let's go back. Let's go back there. How was it like? How are you able to like transfer your passion into something you're able to make profits from, that
Yeah.
you're able to offer value to people for them to like give you their quids that add in pounds to say, you know what? Come and style me.
I would say that, especially in this current climate, it's quite difficult because a lot of people are trying to scale back and on saving money. But I think it's more about hard work. I've really tried my best to work really hard, try and better myself, work as a styling assistant with really big like styling mentors, just so like I'm learning. So I'm constantly learning. So even though I've been in charge of shoots, I always take opportunities where I'm learning from more successful stylists than myself. Building up my portfolio, definitely having a really strong portfolio is what helps like convince my clients that, you know, I can deliver the goods and so that they can part with their money. Being part of a community and definitely networking. So a lot of my clients actually come to me via recommendation or word of mouth, which definitely tells me I must be doing something right, whereby you know, I have a positive reputation, and yeah, just you know, just also just being a really down to earth, kind, approachable person. I literally think it's mostly down to that, just being kind and approachable, and also listening to your clients' needs. I think that's the feedback I've had from clients. I've just listened to them, like not keep telling them what to do, just listening to them. What's their needs? What is it that they want to achieve? And just us working together. Yeah, that's what helps get those
Quids.
yeah.
How will you define your or what word will you use to define your style?
Oh, unique. Just that's it. Just unique. I'm not one for following trends. I feel trends make us all quite similar. And I like to just be me. And I encourage other people to just be themselves. And I think when you're yourself, that's when you stand out more. So I'm unique. I just have my own style, my own. For me, actually, it's more about quality, more than like quantity. So most of my clothing is vintage. Most of my clothing is secondhand, and I'm about like quality of fabrics. For me, it's just about the quality and the skill as well that goes into the clothing that I wear.
The artistry
Yeah.
that goes about.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm about.
So, in other words, what does fashion mean to you?
Oh, fashion is a sense of community. It's a way of expressing yourselves. It's like expressing the inside on the outside. And that's what I love about fashion. Like, you know, I even make a point, like when I see someone walking down the road and I just like what they're wearing, I tell them. And you know, it really brightens up someone's day. Like when you just tell them, oh, I love that. They're like, oh wow, thank you. Someone noticed. But yeah, I feel fashion helps us express who we are as a person. And that's what makes it so unique and so personable, but also an opportunity to bring people together. Yeah.
Mm. It's interesting to see how everyone has like what how fashion means something else
Mm,
to everyone. Like everybody has their own interpretation, and I think I like what you define as what fashion is to you. A mode of like expressing, not just expressing, even meeting other people. When you step out or when you're about to go out,
mm.
do you subconsciously just dress to say, today as I'm about to head out, I want people to see me and just be like, ooh, who's that girl?
Not particularly. I'll be honest, like I literally just dress how I feel. Like today I knew I was seeing you, so I put on my best blazer. And this is literally my favorite blazer. And even when I was outside, people were like, "Oh, I like a blazer." I was like, "Yeah, I know." It's, it's such a lovely blazer. So yeah, I dress how I feel, and I think definitely people have commented that every day I look different, and yeah, because every day I feel different. One day I might look quite like clean girl aesthetic. The next day I might look quite like grungy, and the next day yeah, like it changes all the time, and I love that because then I'm more of a chameleon. It's just how I feel. It's just really how I feel.
So today, because red, I will define red as a very bold color.
Mm.
So today you decide to look bold uh, and the sun is out. So we can say that you're dressing for the sun,
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
for the sun as well. All right. Getting into styling, what are like the challenges you faced coming?
So I would say like me personally, or do you mean like in the like
You
styling world?
Okay, let's start from you personally.
Yeah.
Then we then take it into the styling world.
I suppose something that I face personally was that whole like imposter syndrome because like I don't have like a formal fashion qualification. I've just worked really hard on the craft. And especially because I'm not very young, I always have this feeling that people will pick other people over me because of my age. Um, so I think that's a lot of that's just me in my own head, not actually what is out there. And I suppose another thing that I've encountered is social media because especially in terms of styling, fashion is ever evolving and you need to keep up to date. And especially if you want to promote yourself as a stylist who's like you know, doing your journey, I think it's really important to keep up on your social media, whether that be TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. But just, I suppose, maintaining your marketing and whilst you are working a full-time job because this has become a business and I suppose I've never owned a business and learning those business skills is something that it's been challenging but it's been fun. It's been a great learning curve. I definitely have grown in my own like personal development over the last few years. So yeah, those probably be the three things. So like imposter syndrome, me thinking maybe my age might get in the way, and yeah, like learning those business skills, especially for like negotiating with like clients.
Do you negotiate with your clients or you have an agency that does that for you?
No, I'm fully myself, freelance. I haven't yet worked with an agency, but yeah, no, I negotiate with clients because I think it is really important to be transparent with a client and get them to understand, especially in terms of like time frame and time scale, like what is actually achievable in real life. Yeah, I want to make sure that I deliver and that it is really transparent all the way through like my styling process, like what the end outcome will be. So yeah, I think it's really important to negotiate and communicate with your clients.
So, as a stylist, because a lot of times I've had conversation with clients and customers who feel like as a fashion designer, you should be a stylist, or a stylist should be a fashion designer as well. Do you come across that as well, where you feel like people are not well educated enough about or they don't have enough knowledge to know the difference between the fashion designer and stylist?
Definitely. They are two completely different roles. Even though there's some similarities, it is very, very different. So, quite a lot of times people are like, "Oh, you're a fashion designer." I'm like, "No, no, I'm a fashion stylist. It's different." And I'm not saying that being a fashion designer is like something I don't want. It's just it's very different roles. So, especially when it comes to fashion styling. And a lot of it is it's a balance of admin. You know, you're sending out emails, you're talking with clients, you're contacting PR, there's a lot of logistics involved, especially in terms of like sourcing clothing and yeah, there's a lot of logistical to it and a lot of organization. Yeah.
As a fashion
Style.
stylist, rather.
Yeah, and then comes the actual styling. So there's many processes even before you get to the styling.
Which of the process do you enjoy the most?
I think what I love is when a client or a company gives me like a concept and then the creative bit is actually like putting the looks together. Yeah, I think that's my favorite bit. I haven't yet have anyone say, "Oh, well, let's change that." Quite a lot of times I get like a thumbs up and I'm like, "Yes, it's so great. I love it." Yeah, that's probably my favorite. Oh, but then there's the actual like when we're on a shoot or on a runway, that's also like it's an amazing experience to see that. So it's a toss up between those two. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't pick one.
What about it had been parts where you have to like chase up on, do they have main the invoices, chase up on payment?
Yeah. I think that's just part of having a business, isn't it, really? That again, that's been a learning curve. But I don't let it get me down. I just, just go on to the next project, really. Just keep going, keep building up my reputation, keep building up my portfolio. Just keep that going, yeah. I'm part of quite a few like styling community groups.
Okay.
So we all talk, we are quite transparent with each other. So yeah, like we talk with each other about certain processes or recommendations and things like that. So I'm not alone, even though we just see like one stylist. We are like a community, so that's great that we have that. Yeah,
That is interesting to hear. Because the knowledge of what you are offering is not just about what you know. It's about the experience of your community.
Yeah.
Together. Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, and I do take on like styling assistants, and I love it when I can like mentor them and I send them opportunities, maybe things that I can't do, but maybe I know that they're free form. And yeah, because like as I said, I have mentors, and I think it's also important to like pass it on and have and mentor others as well and encourage them.
This morning, I just don't even know where I heard that word from within my spirit to say, "Oh, strengthen your brothers," which is what that is all about. Like when you learn something or when you get to know about something, about an information that you pass on the battle. Is it you pass on the baton to another person to strengthen them? Do you think in the fashion space that is what we really do not have a lot of where people get up the ladder and you can't really see who their successor is, or it is more of a situation of where every person is trying to like just fight for themselves to like get to the top table.
I would say there is definitely an element of that. I think, and it's actually interesting that you say that, because I was thinking about that this morning, about, just in terms of culture. Like, I find that like musicians, they all come together. I find like in art, they all come together, like they share opportunities. But like when it comes to fashion, there's a lot of gatekeeping. Like, like, we're a big brand name, so, and you're not like of our world, so you can't come. Do you know what I mean? I think there is a bit of that, like, especially in terms of like fashion weeks, only certain people are invited to shows. And, even though I work in fashion, like, I'm a tutor, I'm a stylist, I'm in the industry. You find that a lot of people who actually work daily in the industry don't get an invite to one-way shows. And yet you have people who aren't in the industry but appreciate the industry and might have a lot of followers. They get invited to the show. And it's not that they probably enjoy it, which is great, but it would make sense to have like industry experts or in people who work in the industries to be in the shows, because that's where runway or shows started. They started to have clients and buyers and people who worked in the industry like see what was happening, opportunity to share. But nowadays it's not really like that. I suppose for myself, I always make sure that I surround myself with people who want to share, and I do the same. It's not just other stylists. I also, in my community, I've got models and photographers where I share opportunities and they share it with me as well. So, I think, as you said about strengthening your brothers, I'm very much about that. So I always make sure that those are the people that I have around me, and the people who I see aren't doing that, they're probably not my people. Yeah.
To be honest, I look forward to like days where we would have fashion designers and they do collaboration, like the music artists, where you see someone like Whiskey with Harry Style, or like you see Whiskey with Skepta. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
see a big fashion brand just and another brand coming together doing a collaboration, or a big fashion brand with a stylist coming together. And I think it will actually be nice, even if we can start from the bottom.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just thinking about the logistics of how it is going to happen. How I'm just trying to see the possibility of that happening, bringing a stylist and a designer together to like collaborate to do something together.
Yeah, I mean, it does work. There are opportunities out there like that. As I said, that's the reason why, even though I style shoots, I also don't mind being in the role as a styling assistant, whereby I work with, like, say, more prestigious stylists, and then I'm given those opportunities to grow, because I think it's really important to do that. Yeah, so there are opportunities out there. It's more looking for them. So that's the thing, more looking for them, which, sometimes it's a bit hard when you have a full-time job trying to do those opportunities, because a lot of them are very last minute, or they go on for a while, because, and that's another realistic thing when it comes to fashion. It's not 9 to 5. It's definitely not 9 to 5. Projects can go on for a while. It does depend on the talent schedule. So, a lot of them have like 5 a.m. starts and don't finish until midnight. And yeah, and then I suppose as well, another thing as well, when you're starting out in the fashion industry, a lot of the work is, when you start out, is unpaid. So it's about, just balancing that and seeing if it is worth your time or worth your value, if you would like to go down that route. And some of them are, because they can elevate you, but it's about just being very, like, just picking what works for you. Yeah.
And you're struggling.
Yeah, picking your struggle. And yeah, and I think it's definitely different in different, like, fashion spaces. So London fashion is very different to Paris fashion. and I know I haven't been there yet, but LA fashion is very different, and the communities are very, very different. Yeah. And it just depends on which space that you're in. Yeah.
How were you able to scale through your days of your unpaid days?
Mm.
The days you were not been paid
Yeah.
or you were there. How were you able to scale through that?
So normally I will take on extra jobs in some shape or form. That's the only way to get around it, really. Yeah. But I don't do too many of those now. I just kind of try my best to network and grow my my personal brand, if I say. I try and grow it myself. Yeah. I take some of those on if I feel that the opportunity would definitely work for me. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the future of styling?
So I think the future of styling is a little bit blurred. The reason why I say that is because because of social media, there's a lot of online stylists who call themselves stylists um, by dressing themselves all friends, which is it's fine. But I think the actual job or career of styling is completely different. I mean, as I said, it's a lot of admin, it's a lot of contacts, and maintaining contacts with PR companies, clients, brands. Um, there's a lot of logistical, a lot of management of people. Sometimes you might even put on productions. So there's a lot of elements involved, yeah, rather than just putting on clothing and it looking good. Because many people can do that, and there's some people who do it really, really well. But yeah, pulling suitcases up and down tube stations in London, doing drop off and returns, is definitely the reality of styling. And waiting for like DHL to send over clothing from abroad and hoping it doesn't get stuck at customs. That's uh the reality of styling. Yeah.
Do you think there should be like a gate, like an entrance, or like an entry gate? Yeah. Do you think there should be an entry gate into styling and fashion? For example, you said someone can just wake up tomorrow because they're putting this and this together, and that way they become a stylist. While in the real world, in corporate world, in every other field, you see people go to, like, even if you're not going to school to study this, you have to go through like a mentor who guides you, who puts you through, and who direct the step. But now you just see people, they just wake up one day, yeah, I can see someone styling, I'm a stylist as well.
So should there be an entry? I'm going to say no. The reason why is because everyone has their journey. Even when I had work published in a magazine, I still didn't call myself a stylist. Even though some people were like, "Oh no, but you are." I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't feel I am yet." Um, so you know what? I think everybody's journey looks different. So I'm not gonna say that some people are or some people are not. I think for you to be a stylist, you have to experience like kind of all of what the styling industry is about before you call yourself a stylist. Yeah, like all the different elements. I think you have to explore all of them, or at least most of them, to kind of just bridge the gaps. Yeah, but I mean, if someone wants to wake up one day and be like, you know what, I want to be a stylist, cool. As long as they work hard at it, and that's basically it.
Don't you think it affects the industry in some way, in situation of like what people charge?
I think, especially as I was saying earlier about the different like fashion spheres and I think in the different countries, I think that's what differs. As I said, like London prices are very different to Paris prices, very different to LA prices. Even though you probably are doing the same job, the same role.
Where do they pay more, London, Paris, or LA?
LA.
LA.
LA. Yeah, that's what you're a stylist. That's definitely where the money is. Yeah.
Right.
I have no idea.
Maybe because LA is LA, the old Hollywood, and
Maybe. I think that's just, it all depends on the client's budget and the company's budget, really. I think, as I said, that in England right now, it's quite hard. Everyone's trying to, this budget cuts, they're trying to scale back on a lot of things. I think when you are a stylist, it's really important to set your rates, okay? And there is now a styling union. It's just started out. I think it's about a year or two old now. And I think we're trying our best to set those rates so that it is like, blanket, like this is the styling rate. So that we're not having people like get undercharged, or that you are able to seek like legal help for like invoices that are unpaid, because we have to pay our bills. And London is expensive, so even though you are, and it's not, it's not just styling, it's creatives in general. I think it's quite hard to be a creative in London at the moment, because there's not as much like regulation as there are in other like careers. But yeah, no, definitely LA definitely pays the most. But yes.
all right then. LA, here we come.
Actually,
Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time.
thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and if you're to look back and to advise the young Camilla, or if you see a younger Camilla in your shoes now, is that one advice you would give to the young Camilla?
To the young Camilla, I would probably say just to follow her dreams. To everyone, follow your dreams. We only live once. We've all got a purpose on this planet. And I think you just need to fulfill your purpose, that you know what your purpose is. And yeah, just follow it.
That's nice to hear. Before we round up, we have this game we play. It's a this or that game.
Okay.
So, for example, A or B. Yeah. So, white or black.
White.
White. You like white. All right. London or New York.
London.
London. It's amazing how everybody come on this show and I ask them London or anywhere else. They say London, and they still complain about the same London.
You're not a Londoner if you don't complain about London. Yeah? You're not a Londoner if you don't complain about London. It's such a London thing to do.
Everybody will pick London, but they will still tell you, everybody will complain about London, but they will still pick London.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Afrobeat or soca music?
Can we mix the two? Versus, yeah. Could it be a versus?
I want to pick one.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's good to go to my roots. It's going to be soca.
Soca?
Yeah.
Okay. Fashion or styling?
Oh, I mean, they're the same, really. Styling.
Styling.
Yeah, because you could have something that looks really unfashionable, but if you style it right, it can look really good.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Summer fashion or winter fashion?
Summer fashion.
Summer fashion. Jollof rice or peas with jet chicken?
It's gonna have to be rice, peas, and jerk chicken. I'm a vegetarian, so sorry.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I've appreciated it.
Man.